Hi, I'm DM Fitzgerald. I'm the creator of the Mper adventure. I'd like to thank all of you that have liked and subscribed to give us a boost. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please consider it. We could definitely use the help to the site. And now, let's roll the tape.
When last we left our intrepid adventurers, the city of Desirata was destroyed, Morgan was destroyed, and Marcus was killed. We have to go back in time a few months. At the time, the party was trying to sneak their way into Desirata, crossing a series of pilings that had once been a bridge. At the party is Estryellia, youngest of Priestess Morgan's daughters, and good friend to Scala. The girl is walking on the pilings, but she slips, and before Scala can catch her, Estryellia smacks her head in a pillar and then falls into the water and disappears. The party wishes to search for her, but they realize the mission they're on is much too important, and they're forced, with leaden hearts, to carry on. When Estryellia wakes up, she's in a dungeon with a door, and she can hear water in the distance. The woman known as Alima comes in and says that the rest of the party has gone ahead and gotten themselves into trouble. It's safer for her to stay here and then see them when they escape. Estryellia notices that the room that she's in is actually a forge with all kinds of jewelry making equipment. The forge holds a star of iron, a very powerful symbol. Alima tells Estryellia that this is where she practices her ring making. She says that she has stolen books from the Desiratan library on ring lore, and she means to make her own ring of power. But unfortunately, she's not there yet. Alima says that while Estryellia is waiting, maybe she could help her in ring lore. Estryellia says that she doesn't seem to know much, just a little, but the two women do work together for several days. Before Estryellia knows it, it's been weeks and months, and Estryellia forgets the party because she's so intent on working through the ring lore. It's obvious that Estryellia is more talented than Alima in working the star of iron to create the metal that they can fashion into rings. One night, Estryellia wakes with a foreboding of doom. She suddenly realizes she needs to leave this place. As she's gathering up notes, Alima wakes up and asks her what she's doing. Estryellia tells her that they need to flee this place. There's some power trying to compel her to leave the city of Desirata. Alima says that she's not going to leave. There's much to learn here about ring making, and she should stay. For a second, Estryellia agrees with her, but then she's filled with that compulsion again. She gets up to leave, and the door opens, and Estryellia enters. Alima freezes like a statue, and Estryellia says that all this time she hasn't been working with Alima, but she's been working with Estryellia in disguise. She says that Estryellia should stay because she's an apt pupil at ring making. Estryellia says that she would never knowingly work with Estryellia. Estryellia laughs and says the work is more important than anything else, isn't it? She says that she knows that Estryellia feels the pull of ring making. Estryellia can't argue. She realizes that she is a slave to the work. Suddenly, the air in the dungeon grows hot, and things begin to catch fire. Estryellia looks afraid. She screams to the ceiling. She says, "No, no, this cannot be done. She cannot do this." Estryellia disappears, and Estryellia is trapped by the fire. She tries to weave a spell of protection around herself, but the spell is small, and the fire is growing larger and larger. A figure of a woman made of fire steps out of part of the fire. It tells her to take its hand. Seconds before the shock wave, they teleport out. The teleportation is not exact. It dumps both women into a scorching inferno. The fire witch is immune, but Estryellia is not. She falls to the ground, a smoking ruin. The fire witch looks around and reaches into the abyss and pulls out healing potions, but it's not going to work. The fire witch reaches into forbidden powers and disappears. A few moments later, on the other side of the sand dune, she reappears, and Estryellia hears the sound of someone walking over the sand dune. She looks to see if it's the woman of fire, but it's not. It's a friend of hers. It's Roscoe the Took, somebody she's gone on several adventures and thought was lost. She wakes up and cries with the joy of seeing her old friend Roscoe.